Shalom. Brothers united in Christ, back with more of this word is the Bible. We're going to keep this flowing. You know what I mean? It's a nice day. Got some spirits out here. They're a little crazy. You know, if anybody don't understand this is a spiritual warfare. You know, and it's vital or important to align yourself up with the right spirit. There's only two spirits in the earth that men and women is chasing down. Is either the spirit of Christ or the spirit of the devil. You can't do both. Just like how you can't serve the Lord and mammon or serve the Lord and man, you got to make a choice. I had a conversation with a brother of mine yesterday about certain stuff. We was talking about children and this and that and everything. He mentioned something about some contraceptions. You know, I told him I don't believe in it. I mean, it's either, now brothers say that they don't believe it or they do, this, that, whatever. So, I mean, it's either you do or you don't, but you got to make a choice. You can't do both. It's either you believe or you don't believe. It's either you're righteous or you're wicked. You know, my lesson is geared toward, man, it's still this Proverbs 24 from the top. Brother, I said a couple things. I want to go into it a little bit. I love this day, you know what I mean, because we around some, some good people. I'm talking about the church. Some nice brothers, some nice sisters and stuff and everything. It's real nice and beautiful and warming in a sense, encouraging to be around like-minded people. I can't find myself just hanging out, cooling with people who's not of the same mindset. Read this Proverbs 24:1 from the top real quick. Over here, you give me this Ecclesiastes 6. Read this.
Proverbs 24:1. Be not thou envious against evil men, neither desire to be with them.
And this is going to, we're going to build on the first two verses. But the Lord I said right here, don't be envious of evil men. We know a lot of big grown men, 30, 40, 50 years old, don't want to be called evil. They got families, they got children and sons, they got wives and stuff that look up to them. And they don't want to be looked at as evil. But the fact of the matter is, the truth, if you do evil stuff, that makes you an evil man. And the Lord has said, don't desire to be with these people, man. Don't be envious of these people. Don't, But if you're not a righteous man or you're not seeking for righteousness, you're going to end up with the wicked man or the wicked sister. You're going to, find yourself in some situations. You're going to be taking wrong counsel, giving bad counsel. You are going to be following the wrong stuff because you're following after an evil man or an evil woman. And the Bible is about instruction. Hold that real quick. Give me Proverbs 1:1. Understand what these Proverbs is about. These are the Proverbs of Solomon. And And yeah, you shouldn't just read the Bible and just say, oh, well, shoot, that made me feel better and that's it. You need to take heed to the book. He said, take heed of it so that thou can be illuminated, so that you can shine. It's a dark world in here. And part of the darkness is wicked men, evil men in this life. Read this 1:1 real quick.
Proverbs 1:1. Right. The Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, right, king of Israel, right, to know wisdom and instruction, right, to perceive the words of understanding, to receive the instruction of wisdom, right, justice and judgment and equity, to give subtlety to the simple, to the young man knowledge and discretion.
And discretion. This is what these Proverbs is for. This how we utilize the Proverbs. When I don't have a direction or I have a clue or, sense of direction. I need some counsel or something or whatever. So, we read these Proverbs. This is clear instruction given from on high. This is counsel from wisdom to give the young man. Man, I was a young man. Well, I'm still, young. Well, I was younger. This is a young man right here. He called me old or older. But the fact about I was his age, and I had to read these Proverbs, incorporate in my life and everything so that I could get some discretion. So that I could, learn how to make good decisions. Or maybe when I want to court a woman or marry a woman and everything, I'm not just choosing any woman. Now I'm not desiring evil women. Women need to read these scriptures and everything so that they don't desire evil men. Read verse 1 again.
Proverbs 24:1. Be not thou envious against evil men, neither desire to be with them.
The Lord said, don't be envious of evil men. Like you know what I mean? Why are you bugging out on an evil sister or an evil man? You see him, you know what I mean? He evil. He lied to get that money. He stole to get that money. She lied. She sold herself to get that money. She did these things, you know, and everything. Now you want to desire, you know what I mean, to be with evil men. The Lord, you know what I mean, this is about counsel. The Lord, I said, don't desire evil men and don't, don't be envious of evil men. You got to take heed of your friends. Pull this real quick. You know what I mean? Because too many people, they walking around and they meeting strangers. Just met them the other day talking about that, this my friend. You know what I mean? Because you seen him on a block, or maybe you seen him right in a car and stuff and everything, and then he had a blunt, and maybe you hit it. You know what I mean? He said, you know what I mean? He had passed you the blunt or the bottle, and now y'all think y'all cool, and now y'all friends. You know what I mean? Because you want to desire to be with these people, right? Right, Rocky? You know what I mean, man? These people, you know, just want to just try to destroy you. Uh-huh. And they took you out, right? It took you right out. Because of this Proverbs 24. Look at this.
Read it again. Proverbs.
Look, Rocky.
Proverbs 24:1. Be not thou envious against evil men, neither desire to be with them.
This is why, you know what I mean, you can't let people take you out. You can't desire to be with people who want to take you out. You know, I mean, you know what? You know what I mean? We got, you know what I mean? We got brothers. We got sons, little cousins, little young men and everything, and they don't got no direction sometimes. A lot of us is growing up fatherless. They don't got no fathers in the house, no father figure. And then they see somebody on the block a little older because he, you know what I mean, got some money or cars and stuff and everything. And they want to desire or be like that. That's why a lot of us end up in gangs. And that's why a lot of us, you know what I mean, is in jail and getting, you know, put 6 feet under and stuff and everything because you desire evil men. Because you envious of them. But now within the same clique, you know what I mean, say if, you know what I mean, a blood, you know what I mean, you got some bloods over there or whatever, so, right? The bloods is fighting the bloods. They're envious of each other. You know what I mean? But they are supposed to be the same clique. You got to take heed of your friends. Pull this real quick.
Ecclesiasticus, excuse me. Ecclesiasticus 6:6. Be in peace with many, nevertheless, have but one counselor of 1,000.
Listen, you know what I mean? The scripture says, as much as lying in you, you know what I mean? Be at peace with all men. We at peace with all men. We ain't trying to fight and argue with everybody, but we ain't out, you know, calling everybody your friend. Everybody's not my friend. Everybody, I'm not, you know what I mean, just cool. I'm cordial with you. I work with you or whatever like that and everything, but I don't count you as a friend. I'm at peace with you because we in America. This is an evil set. I don't know what's in your head. I don't know what you about to do or what you going through and everything. This not watch. Read it.
Verse 6. Be in peace with many, nevertheless, have but one counselor of 1,000. If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first.
I mean, listen, if you get a friend, you got to prove them first. You got to prove your friends. You guys, you know, see who's your real friend or not. You got to prove them. Watch, again, repeat it again.
If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him.
I mean, don't be hasty to give him credit. Talking about, yeah, you know what I mean? You know, yeah, you know what I mean? He cool. You just met him. You just met her. Now y'all hanging out, and now what? A few months, year passed and everything. Y'all been hanging out, you know what I mean? And y'all getting into some big argument, and now y'all don't speak anymore for years because you thought that was your friend. I don't know what type of, you know what I mean, man. You know what I mean? You got to prove your friend. My friends can't talk to me any type of way. They can't just think that they my master or they going to boss me around or trying to control my situation and stuff and everything. That ain't no friend. I'm trying to do better, but you want to tear me down? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yeah, man, we going to prove our friends, and don't be hasty to give them credit. Again, read that.
Verse 7. If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him. For some man is a friend for his own occasion.
Only for his own occasion, man. That's called selfish people. You know what I mean? People's only, you know what I mean, calling you up only because they need $20 or, you know what I mean, just calling you up, you know what I mean, because they need something, you know what I mean? Every friend, you know what I mean, there is a friend for his own occasion. That's why you got to prove your friends. Can't just call anybody your friend and everything just because you desire to be with them and now they accept you and they click. Now they're your friends, but they doing funny stuff. Read it.
Verse 8, for some men is a friend for his own occasion, and will not abide in the day of thy trouble.
But when it go wrong for you, they're going to talk against you. They ain't even going to be there. Watch, read it.
And there is a friend who, being turned to enmity and strife, will discover thy reproach.
And we'll discover that reproach. And we got the perfect example with Sakari. You know, a friend with Hassad and, Hakan and everything. They was friends. They was, they was men, brothers for years. Sakari and everything. But a friend turned to enmity, he gonna discover your reproach. That's why there's a clip of Alizar out that was exposed by his friend, Hassad. He gonna discover your reproach. Because he ain't no real friend. Watch, read it.
Again, some friend is a companion at the table, and will not continue at the day of thy affliction.
You know what I mean? And some people is just a companion at that table. You know what I mean? For food because there's food on your table. I mean, I had a friend like that. Matter of fact, I just had a friend right there. You used to hang with me for years. Friend at the, you know what I mean? We gave food, clothes, this, that, whatever. But he gone now. That ain't a friend. You know what I mean? He was just a friend just for food or clothes. Only, watch, read it.
But in thy prosperity, he will be as thyself,
Right.
and will and he will be, was that bold over thy servants? Bold. Okay. But in thy prosperity, he will be as thyself, and will be bold over thy servants.
And will be bold over thy servants. But I think about this movie, I forgot, what was it called? S with Bow Wow. Yeah, you know what I mean? Gonna be bolder. Yeah, you know what I mean? When Bow Wow got the money and he hit and everything. Everybody wanted to be his friends. His free cake come up. They try to boss people around and stuff and everything. That's what people do. But when it goes wrong, they all flee. You know what I mean? Got nothing for you. Watch, read it.
Verse 12. If thou be brought low, he will be against thee. They will hide himself from thy face. Separate thyself from thine enemies.
This is the counsel of the Bible. Separate from thy enemies.
Separate thyself from thine enemies and take heed of thy friends.
And take heed of your friends. You know what I mean? You got to take heed of your friends. You can't desire evil people, you envious, or maybe you want to be with them and everything, and he's an evil man. Drop that and go to, hold that. Oh. You're going to read verse 1 again. You're going to read verse 1 and 2. And you're going to hold chapter 37 real quick.
Proverbs 24:1. Be not thou envious against evil men, neither desire to be with them.
Don't desire to be with them. Give me this Proverbs 13:20 real quick. And don't desire to be with them, man. Don't be envious of evil men. You see somebody, he getting off because he a liar. Don't you yourself start lying for money. Don't start selling yourself up because you see the next brother doing it. Because you see him getting off and maybe he getting away. Maybe that's his lot. Think that he going to get away. But in the end, the Lord going to crush that soul. That's what it is. And inheritance may be gotten hastily at the beginning. But the end thereof, you know what I mean, man, there's going to be, worms. There's going to be, fire and brimstone, man. You can't desire any company, man. Man, I had somebody, we were, she was around, like, the church. And everybody, know each other because we all hang out here at the church and stuff and everything. She said that she feel all out of place, this, that, and everything, and she don't come around. But she could feel welcome if they come around. That's what it is. Read this. We're going to read 37. We're going to read 8.
Ecclesiasticus 37:8. Beware of a counselor and know before Beware of a counselor and know before what need he hath, for he will counsel for himself.
He's going to counsel for himself. Some brothers and sisters going to counsel for themselves. You try and seek for some sincere advice or counsel from somebody and everything, and they just counsel it for himself. They're not really for your benefit. They for their benefit. If they ain't proper, you know what I mean? All of these therapists is for their benefit. They ain't giving you therapy unless you pay them some dollars. Unless they say that they really love you or whatever. But these people counsel for themselves, man. Some people, you know what I mean? Some friends, they say that they're a friend. And then the next friend try to ask for some advice and everything. They give them the wrong stuff on purpose. Just to see if he gonna, survive or not. You know what? Watch. Read it.
Verse 8. Beware of a counselor and know before what need he hath, for he will counsel for himself, lest he cast the lot upon thee, and say unto thee, thy way is good, and afterward he stand on the other side to see what shall befall thee.
And, there's people like that. They say your way is good. They know inside, they thinking about it in their head that it's wrong, it's no good. It's bad, it's wrong, it's dangerous and everything. But they said, oh yeah, go ahead. There's people like that. They're not your friends, man. But though you desire to be with them. You desire to be with evil people. But they ain't for you. Watch, read it.
Consult not with one that suspecteth thee, and hide thy counsel from such as envy thee.
You know what I mean? And we gonna hide our counsel, this, you know what I mean? I mean, I ain't gonna tell the next, you know what I mean, my next move or what I'm about to do next, this, that, whatever, to somebody that envy me. Somebody that envy me, you know what I mean, can know my moves and everything. They gonna try to sabotage stuff. They're gonna try to sabotage plans. You know what I mean? This is why the Lord said, don't open your heart to everybody. Everybody's not for the, you know, watch, read it.
Neither consult with the woman, touching of whom she is jealous, neither with the coward in matters of war.
You know what I mean? This is counsel. You don't get counsel from the wrong person. If it's a woman that's talking about jealousy, you know, and she's jealous of this woman all the time, and, you know, that's not another thing, why would you want to ask counsel from her? You know what I mean? About, what did it say? Don't ask counsel of a woman touching her jealousy. Watch, read it.
Neither, damn. Neither consult with a woman touching of her, I'm sorry, nose itchy, I don't know what. Neither consult with a woman touching of whom she is jealous, neither with the coward in matters of war, nor with the merchant concerning exchange, nor with the buyer of selling, nor with an envious man of thankfulness, nor with an unmerciful man touching kindness, nor with the slothful for any work, nor with an hireling for a year of finishing work, nor with an idle servant of much business. Hearken not unto these in any matters of counsel.
I mean, it's a no-brainer. If I'm trying to purchase a house, why would I want to get counsel from somebody who don't own a house? It don't even make any sense. Or haven't had a house before. Or, you know what I mean, trying to sustain. Same thing with children. Why would I try to get counsel from somebody who's childless, who don't have a child, and I got a whole house of children? It don't make sense. You got to seek counsel in the right places. If you try to seek counsel from the Lord, you got to get it from the Bible. You can't get it from somewhere else. You can't get it from somewhere else. If you want counsel from the Lord, then you got to get it from the Bible. You can't, you know, start seeking these devils now. Read it.
Verse 12. But be continually with a powerly man, whom thou knowest to keep the commandments of the Lord, whose mind is according to thy mind, and will sorrow with thee if thou shalt miscarry.
Listen, man, the Lord has said, be continually with godly men, righteous men. Continually. It don't stop. Be continually. But you know what I mean? But some people like to cast off, you know what I mean, righteous men and everything just to hang out with evil people. People know us. They see us in the street, man. They know me personally. It's not whenever and we invite people. And we tell people, because it's not whatever. But they willfully want to be, in, you know, of that clique. See them all the time on the bench. They go over there and they desire evil men. Or maybe evil women. And they go walk up. You know what I mean? They here, they clap. They, oh, yeah, brother, good scripture. This, not where, walk off. Because they desire evil men. Evil women. Lord, I said, be continually with righteous men who know how to sorrow with you. Who know how to you know what I mean? You see somebody, you know what I mean, evil man, and you bring your problems to an evil man, and he gonna try to leech off of that. He gonna try to take advantage of you. He gonna see you down and stuff and everything, and he gonna try to counsel for himself. He try to make you better, because he an evil man. Read that again.
Verse 12, I'm sorry, verse 12. But be continually with the powerly man, whom thou knowest to keep the commandments of the Lord.
You know what I mean? You know these brothers keep the commandments. You know what I mean? We, man, you know, the stuff that I know about the next brother is all that I see here, man. Sometimes, you know what I mean? You know, unless we hang out outside, you know what I mean, with families or this, that, or whatever. So, but the fact of the matter is, this is one way to continually be with godly men or righteous men. The Lord's Sabbath. You're always around somebody, you know what I mean, like-minded people. We like-minded. We don't got differences as far as opinions of the scriptures. Yeah, we all live our lives differently, you know, and stuff or whatever. So, but we all agree in the scriptures. Let me clarify that. Everybody up here don't agree with eating pork or shrimp and unclean food. We agree that we could eat some, you know, some beef, some lamb, some chicken and stuff and everything, but everybody don't like the same stuff. Some brothers like fried chicken. Some people like barbecue or whatever, you know what I mean, or curry or this, that. But we all agree. We all different. Some people like, you know what I mean, men. So We agree that men is not supposed to wear dresses. So we wear, breeches, pants, and stuff. But we don't all wear the same pants. Some wear a little tighter, a little baggy. Some wear sweatpants, some wear jeans, khakis or whatever. But we agree in this word. Because we agree on, that's probably. I can't agree with somebody who don't agree, Why would I want to sit somebody, why would I want to marry a sister or even being around people who don't agree with my faith, so to speak? What do I look like somebody feasting, some crazy food in front of me, some abominable, unclean food, and I'm just okaying it. I'm just, here. Or, or I'm just okaying stuff. You got Proverbs 23? Drop that, you give me Proverbs 23. Be continually with righteous men. Read this, or this got to happen. Read that.
Proverbs 13-20. He that walketh with wise men shall be wise.
You're going to be wise. That's what it is. They're going to correct you. They're going to show you some wisdom. They're going to try to guide you according to the word of the Lord, according to the spirit and righteousness and sincere, because they love you. Brothers who's mindful of the scriptures really love you and really want you to get right and want you to do better and stuff and everything. And you could just only get wiser. But if you're hanging around stupid people, idiots, fools, that's what the Bible call them. Some people, watch, read it.
Proverbs 13-20. He that walketh with wise men shall be wise.
Shall be wise. Read it.
But a companion of fools shall be destroyed.
But a companion of fools shall be destroyed. So the Lord has said, don't desire evil men. Don't be envious of evil men and don't desire to be with them. Be continually with a righteous man. You can only get wiser. But if you're a companion of fools, you know this brother's a fool. Stone idiot. He make all the wrong decisions and he try to include you. He try to include you. He get into a little problem and everything. He call you up and now you in a situation. Like, how I get here? How I end up in this situation? This is stupid. It's crazy. Because you are a companion of fools. You know what I mean? You attract what you like, man. Again. Read it.
Proverbs 13-20. He that walketh with wise men shall be wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed.
Shall be destroyed. You know what I mean? And it's only going to go that way. You can only be destroyed. They going into the pit, and you following right after them. That's a problem. Give me this Proverbs 23:17. You give me Proverbs 27:2 real quick. I want the Proverbs 27:2. Lord, I said, don't be envious. Yep. 3. Don't be envious of evil men and don't desire to be with them.
Proverbs 27-3.
Dealing with envy.
Proverbs 27-3. A stone is heavy, and the sand weighty, but a fool's wrath is heavier than them both.
A fool's wrath is heavier than them both. Sand is heavy, stone is heavy and everything, but a fool's wrath is heavier than them both. I got wrath sometimes. I got a little anger. I control it and stuff and everything, or I try to use it wisely and stuff and everything. It's a natural emotion, but some brothers, some brothers get wrath, a little angry and everything, and they start doing stuff wickedly. If a fool get wrathful, it's a problem. You can't stop. You can't shut her up. You can't shut him up. He gonna try to bull you, this, that, and everything. You can't control it because he's a fool. He don't know how to manage his emotions or his spirit. He don't know how to rule his spirit. Read that again. Down, but a fool's wrath, who could, it's heavy. It's heavier than them both. Read it.
Proverbs 27-4.
Right? Lord said, don't kindle the coals of a sinner, man. If you don't want no problems, don't go searching for problems. If you don't want no beef and no problem and everything, then don't go, be around the wrong clique. Don't hang out with the wrong crew. They're going to, try to entice you. They're going to try to get you to sin. They're going to try to knock you off of your belief. That's what it is, because they're evil men, but you desire to be with them. Read it.
Proverbs 27-4. Wrath is cruel, and anger is outrageous.
Wrath is cruel, and anger is outrageous. You know what I mean? Brothers and sisters get wrath and anger and everything. You could do some cruel stuff. We just read this stuff, this morning, in Brantford, Edomite. Brantford, Connecticut and everything. Killed his 12-year-old son, I believe, and everything with a baseball bat. Brantford, Connecticut. You see what wrath do? Wrath is cruel. Matter of fact, wrath make you want to hit your woman. For some brothers beat up their woman. Wrath is cruel, man. cruel, and anger is outrageous. It make you do crazy stuff. So wild stuff. Read that again.
Says Proverbs 27:4. Wrath is cruel and anger is outrageous.
Matter of fact, wrath make you angry. You know what I mean? Because you poor, and then you see somebody that got something. They work hard for this stuff, and now you get angry. You know what I mean? So now you don't want them to have it. So you become envious of evil men and everything. So now you think that you gonna rob them. It's outrageous. Anger, you know what I mean? It's crazy. Read it.
Proverbs 27:4. Wrath is cruel and anger is outrageous. But who is able to stand before envy?
Who gonna stand against envy? Somebody, you know what I mean? And then you don't even know if this person is envious of you. But they around you. But you know what I mean? Things keep happening. Things, go missing sometime or broken. You know how many people have other people's things in possession and break it on purpose? Or, totally misuse it? This is why you gotta, what I mean? You can't desire evil men, evil women. You can't desire the wrong company. Y'all don't have the same spiritual convictions. But yet, you call him a friend. You gotta take heed of your friends. Separate from your enemies and take heed of your friends, man. Prove them first. Over here, 23.
Proverbs 23:17. Let not thine heart envy sinners, but be thou in the fear of the Lord all the day long.
All the day long, man. It's all the day, man. It's a process. It's you know what I mean? This talk about time. This talk about hours, minutes. You know what I mean? Every day you gotta keep cool, man. Lord, I said, let not your heart, you know what I mean? And we're in America, where sinners is lifted up. Sinners is televised. They praised, they glorified. They're worshipped. You know what I mean? They on stage singing music, playing instruments. They acting in the movies. They in Congress, man. They in the courthouse. And stuff and everything. You envious of that. Lord, you know what I mean? You in America. Lord, what did he said that when you go to Babylon, you gotta see idols of gold, you gotta see idols of stone, you gotta see these things, you gotta see this stuff. It's gonna be wild, man. You can't be envious thinking that this is the best stuff out. And that's cancer. That's the worst stuff out. Watch. 23. He said, be in the fear of the Lord all the day long, man. Be in the fear of the Lord. Read it.
Proverbs 23:17. Let not thine heart envy sinners, but be thou in the fear of the Lord all the day long. For surely there is an end, and thine expectation shall not be cut off. Hear thou, my son, and be wise, and guide thine heart in the way.
You got to guide your heart in the way. Part of my lesson, which I'm probably not going to get into today and everything, was trying to focus on the heart. But the Lord I said right here, read that verse again.
19 or 18. Verse 19. Hear thou, my son, be wise, and guide thine heart in the way.
Guide thine heart. It's not talking about this right here. He's talking about your mind. You don't think, you know what I mean? Sometimes if you don't talk and you try to say something in your head, man, you hear voices in your head. You can hear your voice in your head. These are your thoughts. You know what I mean? It's in your head. That's your heart. It's not this blood vessel. Read it.
Verse 20. Be not amongst I'm sorry, I got you. Be not amongst wine bibbers, amongst riotous eaters of flesh.
There we go. The Lord I said right here. This is another thing. Don't be envious of evil men, and don't be desirous to be with them. He said, don't be around wine bibbers. You just around people and, they just drink all day. Read Proverbs 24, 1 and 2 again. Read Proverbs 20, you know what I mean? Because this is instruction. People don't read the Bible because they don't believe in the Bible. But when you read the Bible, you know what I mean, and then understand it, you just try to live by it and everything. The Lord opens up your eyes. It makes you see stuff. This is clear detail, man. He said, don't be amongst wine bibbers and riotous eaters of flesh. People that got, who's gluttonous and greedy and stuff and everything. Wine bibbers. Brother has stepped down and said something about, people being around drunkards and stuff all day. That's what it is. Don't desire to be with the drunkards then. Watch. Read this 1 and 2.
Proverbs 24:1. Be not thou envious against evil men. Neither be
evil men and evil women is in the earth. The Bible states that. We got evil men. No matter if you don't accept it or not and everything. Just pay attention to your works and your actions and your beliefs. Am I evil? Watch, read it.
Proverbs 24:1. Be not thou envious against evil men. Neither desire to be with them. For their heart studieth destruction,
Their mind study destruction, man.
and their lips talk of mischief.
Their lips, the things that they say, the things that they communicate with you. They talk of mischief, some wild, evil stuff, man. But their mind, they, you know what I mean, their heart study destruction. Matter of fact, Lord, I said, don't be around wide bibbers. They say, yeah, man, I got this alcohol right here, man. We mixing this and we mixing that. You know what I mean? Listen, man, listen, man, they mind study destruction. Yeah, I got this and everything. I got this blunt right here. Yeah, man, I got a little dust, you know, and stuff and everything. People be, you know, they get into it. They, you know what I mean? One thing goes into another thing and everything because you're around the wrong clique. The wrong clique about to leave, man. But the whole point is you around the wrong people. He said, don't be around people who just want to waste away their life and just drink away their life. This is the Bible. Watch, read that again.
It says Proverbs 24 and 2. Excuse me, 24 and 2. For their heart studieth destruction, and their lips talk of mischief.
Lips talk of mischief. How you doing, brother? I'm doing good, man. How are you? Oh, good. Praise the Lord. We ain't see you earlier. I praise the Lord, brother. Where you going? Listen, man, they mind study destruction. Some brothers, you know what I mean, study destruction. They might, like, you know, they look for ways on how to destroy themselves. And, you know what I mean? It's crazy. They say, listen, man, I want to get high as hell, man. They say, man, I want to get drunk as, you know what I mean, drunk as ever. This is what people do. They find ways, man, they study these ways. How am I going to fix this up so I can get blasted? Or, or maybe the next pleasure, the next fun. Read that again over here, 17.
Proverbs 23 and 17. Let not thine heart envy sinners, but be thou in the fear of the Lord all the day long.
Right.
For surely there is an end, and thine expectation shall not be cut off.
Right.
Hear thou, my son, and be wise, and guide thine heart in the way.
Right.
Be not amongst wine bibbers, amongst riotous eaters of flesh.
For what?
For the drunkard and the glutton shall come to poverty.
I mean, look at that. The gluttonous for the drunkard and the gluttonous go to, shall become to poverty. This is what the Bible says. It's true. Lord, I said a laboring man that's giving away to drunkenness and everything. Pull that real quick. Ecclesiastes chapter 19 and 1. I'm sorry, and 2. Read that.
Verse 20, Be not amongst wine bibbers, amongst riotous eaters of flesh. For the drunkard and the glutton shall come to poverty.
Right.
And drowsiness shall clothe a man with rags.
You know what I mean? With rag, drowsiness. He said, don't be around the drunkard, the gluttonous, and everything. Otherwise, you know what I mean? For the drunkard and the gluttonous surely come to poverty. Because now, you know what I mean? Because you just thinking about fun and not priority. You're not prioritizing your life and everything. You can have fun. You just got to set a time for it. There's a time and a purpose for it. But it shouldn't be all day, especially not on this day. This is the Lord's Sabbath, man. If you don't desire to be with brothers on this Lord's Sabbath, but you doing something contrary to the Lord with other, you know what I mean? I mean, yeah, you desire evil men. You're envious and you desire evil men. And their hearts study destruction and they studying to destroy you. Read this. Read this real quick, 19:2.
Ecclesiasticus 19 and 1. A laboring man that is given to drunkenness shall not be rich.
You know what I mean? Listen, I mean, that's Bible. A laborer man. I'm working, 9 to 5, 40 hours a week and everything, but I spend all my money on alcohol. Lord, I said, don't desire to be with these people. I ain't never going to get rich. Though I go to the store, I play lottery. Man, I play my numbers. Man, I just keep spending my money and everything buying beer, man. You know what I mean? Getting drunk. Man, I'm just, you know what I mean? But yet I'm working hard, but I keep finding, you know what I mean? Man, I'm behind on bills, this, that, whatever. But yeah, I can't, keep drinking. Maybe because I'm depressed or this and that and everything. Things ain't going my way and everything. So I feel as though that this guy, matter of fact, hey, cuz, what up, man? You know what I mean? My boy from, from childhood and everything. Yo, you know what I mean? Let's call each other. Let's go do some things real quick. Old friends. That got nothing to do with right works, man. They evil men. Like I said, man, I just had an old friend right there and everything. Old friend. One of my best friends. You know what I mean? He chasing buddy, you know what I mean? He said that I wasn't about money. He cast me off. Now, but now look at the situations. You know, it's you know what I mean? You can't desire it, you know what I mean? But this all because brothers want desired, you know, evil men. I remember being at that age around brothers and everything, and they had a nice little clique. They had like 4 or 5 brothers and everything doing mischief, man. Store down the street and everything. Man, I know who robbed it. But I ain't no snitch or anything, you know, this, that, whatever. But I ain't hang out with them. I knew who they were. I ain't hang out with them. You give me this Proverbs 1 and 1 real quick. No, I'm sorry. Read 23. You gonna read 23? What you holding what? Give me Proverbs 1. Yeah, please. You know what I mean? The Lord take out that whole entire group, man. You know what I mean? It's probably like 1 or 2 is in a stable condition. Probably doing, you know, decent in life or whatever so. That whole, you know, kid got blasted. They was into some wickedness when they was young, man. When we was young. They was into some wickedness, some wild stuff. And I never enjoyed myself. I remember, matter of fact, because of that wild stuff got me. I mean, you know, I'm in the house one day and everything, and you know, that group is there and everything. I had a woman, you know, and you know, they group. Some brother came in the house and they all bloodied up. He took out. He said, all the men out here and everything go line up outside. He, you know, lined up all of us outside. I don't know what he about to do, but he bloodied up and everything. Somebody jumped him. Why am I out here? I don't hang with evil men. I don't desire, you know what I mean, and everything, but just being around them could jack you up. Watch, read it.
Proverbs 23. You want from 20 again?
Right here, 1. 10.
Proverbs 1 and 10. My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not.
Listen, if sinners entice you, man, they spit some game to you. They talk to you like you some type of woman or something and everything. They flattered you, enticed you and stuff and everything, persuaded you. And you know what I mean? And then you say, I'm with it. Let's do it. Watch, read it.
Proverbs 1 and 11. If they say, come with us, let us lay wait for blood, let us lurk privily for the innocent, without cause.
I mean, you know what I mean? You gotta refrain yourself from these things. If somebody come up to you and say, yo, man, I know what time the store gonna close up around 9 o'clock, you know what I mean? But I know that it's gonna be empty after this time and everything. Let's get some little guns, some little masks and stuff and everything at a certain time. Let's get together, let's rob this store. If sinners entice you, man, or maybe they say, yo, man, I got these little whores, you know what I mean? These little baddies right here and everything, and she got a friend. Let's go, you know what I mean, have a little, you know what I mean, a little thing, you know what I mean? You could be on that side of the room and, you know, and me on this side of the room. If brothers try to entice you, man, they say, yo, you know, let's go drink a, you know what I mean, a whole fifth or whatever it's called, Henny or whatever. You know what I mean, a whole bottle. You got people, what friend would allow a brother to drink a whole bottle of vodka all in one chug or Henny? Rocky, he said rock. Watch, read it. You know.
Proverbs 1 and 13. We shall find all precious substance. We shall fill our houses with spoil. Verse 10. My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not. If they say, come with us, let us lay wait for blood. Let us lurk privily for the innocent, without cause. Let us swallow them up alive as the grave, and whole as those that go down into the pit. We shall find all precious substance. We shall fill our houses with spoil.
I mean, this is what people say, man. I'm going to go, you know what I mean? Let's go in this house and everything. We're going to find all this stuff. We're going to search the room. We're going to find, a safe. We're going to find, you know what I mean, some money. We're going to find all the drugs. We're going to find all the guns. Matter of fact, I was just at a house a few weeks ago, eating my house and everything. Their whole house. $30,000 worth of dirt bikes stolen. Clique of young boys came in there, broke in their garage. Took $30,000 worth of dirt bikes. Brother, you know what I mean, listen, the pops was angry. But, you know, but they say, oh, man, I heard this house got dirt bikes. If brothers entice you, they say, yeah, man, it's all precious stuff there and everything. Don't consent to them. Give me this Psalms 50.
Isaiah 50 and verse 17. Verse 17. Seeing thou hatest instruction, and castest my words behind thee, when thou sawest a thief, then thou contendest with him. consentest with him and has been partaker with adulteries.
I mean, you've been partakers of that. Lord, I say, seeing that you cast away my instruction. When you saw a thief, you consented with him. And you don't even say, yo, brother, stop. They probably need that. That's not yours. But I was at a park years ago. Now, you got to be wise with this stuff sometime. I was at a park. I crossed over there and everything. Park. This brother was about to rob a bike. Charles, I said, don't steal that bike. Some people are like, yo, shut up. Just, that's not. He ain't say that to me. He said, he ain't steal it. But some people, yo, go ahead, man. Watch, man. I got you, man. I got you back. There's some people like that. They consent. Or maybe you've been partakers with adulterers. They say, yeah, man, my friend over here got a man, this, that, and everything. She like you. You know how many people like that? Y'all gotta be like Joseph and, flee away, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like Joseph. Just like the daughter of, Pharaoh was trying to get on her. She was day by day, like, yo, come lay with me. He said, yo, I'm God, man. Some brothers say, yeah, what? He ain't doing all right. Like, you gonna do her better. You gonna do something wicked and say that you gonna do her better. You've been partakers with thieves and adulterers stuff and everything. That's a problem because you desire that clique. You don't desire righteous men. Righteous, like-minded people who try to, seek for peace. All these brothers up here and everything, with the grace of the Lord, I could trust around me or around certain stuff. Man, I like the way how my pops put it and everything, with the type of congregation we have and everything. A brother could be in a room, could leave a whole stack of money. And we could be around it and ain't one bill gonna turn up missing or miscounts and stuff and everything. You can't do that around somebody who you don't trust or somebody who don't believe in thou shalt not steal. Or, they don't believe in it. You found, you call him a friend that say that he don't believe in the Lord. And that's your friend. You talk about, yeah, man, I got friends that's atheists. You know how much people I talk to, man? I got Muslim friends, I got atheist friends, I got Christian friends. Who want an atheist friend? Read this real quick. Read down.
50 and, 17, right? Psalms 50 and 18. When thou sawest a thief, then thou consentest with him, and hast been partaker with adulteries. Right. Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit.
Listen, man, you know what I mean? And this go back to the, give me this Proverbs 12. Give me this, who had the line upon line? I do. Yeah, we're going to read one and, read two. Read 1 and 2.
Proverbs 24:1, be not thou envious against evil men, neither desire to be with them.
You know what I mean? Read it.
For their heart studieth destruction, and their lips talk of mischief.
Their lips talk of mischief. You give me this Hebrews 4:12 real quick, because their heart, their mind study, their mind study destruction. This go back to the mind. Everybody, again, as I said, this was my friend. We grew up, man. We grown people. We studying two different things. You know what I mean? Some people's hearts study destruction. We study the Bible. We study the Bible. Some people, read certain books or certain things and everything, and and then start destroying themselves. Watch, read this, like this Edomite Papa talking about some Muhammad. Muhammad, how many years did he came after Christ? Now, it don't matter. Because he's studying Islam. Islam got no shot on this side. Read this.
Psalms 50.
Drop that. Read this real quick.
4:12. Hebrews 4:12. For the word of the Most High is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart.
This is a scripture that I wanted to, I pulled. But I wanted to break down this verse 2 in this Proverbs 24 about the heart. I wanted to kind of clarify what the heart is. Not going to have that much time, but this is one scripture, This is what the word of the Lord is. Sharp and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, man. piercing even the, read that again. That's how powerful the word of the Lord is. Read it.
Hebrews 4 and 12, for the word of the Most High is quick and powerful, and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart.
Is a discerner of the thoughts and the intents, or your intentions, the intents of the heart. You can only think and have intentions right here in your mind. And Proverbs 24, I said that these evil men who you desires to be with, or who you envious, they mind, their heart, they study destruction. Their thoughts is wicked. And they speaking some stuff. You know what I mean? You know how much people, you meet and you get into a conversation and they start saying some wild stuff? Do you agree with it, or you say, "Oh, you know what I mean? What's in his head?" You give me this Matthew 12 real quick. You got that? I'm sorry, hold up. You give me that Matthew 12. Pull this.
23 and 1? Yeah. Proverbs 23 and 1.
Right.
When thou sittest to eat with the ruler, consider diligently what is before thee.
Listen, man, if you around the ruler, or maybe you're around your boss, you know what I mean? Somebody who has a greater status than you. Or, you know what I mean, a boss president, or, you know what I mean, maybe, these famous people or whatever, so, a ruler and whatever. Somebody who's of high stature. When you around them, you got to consider diligently what is set before you. They try to sneak some, some stuff to throw you off. Watch, read it.
Verse 2. And put a knife to thy throat if thou be a man given to appetite.
You know what I mean? Listen, man, if you a man given to appetite and you just concerned about your appetite and your belly and how am I going to get fed and everything, then you got problems, man. Because then you going to be being around the wrong person. Watch, read it. Yeah.
Verse 3. Be not desirous of his dainties, for they are deceitful meat.
Listen, don't be desiring of his dainties. You know what I mean? Some people say, you know what I mean, black people have been poor. We've been eating, chicken, hot dogs, and, this, that. Yeah, and everything. So now we get around these rich people, all these other people and stuff and everything. They start seeing shrimps and crabs and lobsters, and it looks like it's some type of, master feast and stuff and everything. The Lord said, don't be desirous of their dainties. Watch, read it.
Labor not to be rich, seize from thine own wisdom.
You know what I mean? Cease from your own wisdom.
Wilt thou set thine eyes upon that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings. They fly away as an eagle toward heaven.
Listen, money make it, you know what I mean? Riches make wings and fly away. This why, you know what I mean? Brother had poured out that Romans 8:24 about hope. Hope that is seen is not hope. You can see money and stuff, but yet, you know what I mean? You hoping it. This stuff is going to get you by. There been plenty of times that I don't got no money. But yeah, we eat. Man, it's gas, and stuff and everything. We get by and stuff and everything. So, money make wings and fly away, man. You can't set your hope in that. Read it.
Verse 5. Right. Eat thou not the bread of him that hath an evil eye.
Listen, don't eat the bread of him that hath an evil eye.
Neither desire thou his dainty meats. For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he.
Listen, as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. You know what I mean? You be at the job with the boss, he eating all this abominable stuff, he celebrating all the idols, all the Christmas and all the holiday stuff and everything. And you you know what I mean? And you desires because you want to be in good standing with the boss. Or, you know what I mean? You want to kiss his butt. Stuff. So now you eating what he eating stuff and everything. But as he thinking, so he is. Watch, read it. In his mind and his heart.
Verse 7, for as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Eat and drink, saith he to thee, but his heart is not with thee.
But his mind is not with you. His heart is studying destruction, man. He say, eat. Yeah, eat that. It's good stuff. Man, I just bought it. Man, I bought this stuff. You ain't got to eat it. Listen, I had a class for my license and stuff. The boss bought everybody bacon and egg sandwiches. Well, I turned it about, I don't eat that, man. Watch, read it.
Verse 8. The morsel which thou hast eaten shalt thou vomit up and loose thy sweet words.
Listen, man, you got to lose your sweet words. You're being around the wrong people now. You know what I mean? You've been growing up, around some wise people. Wise parents, wise friends, stuff and everything. But now you being around the wrong people. Now you start losing your sweet words. Now you start speaking like the fool. Now you're not speaking wise. Matter of fact, you stop correcting your brother. You start doing the same stuff. This is why the Lord, I said, you know what I mean? If you see a brother that's overtaken in the fall, ye will wage your spiritual restore such a one, lest thou self also be tempted, man. Now you stop saying stuff. Now you find yourself in a situation. Oh, shoot. Because you desire evil company. Go back to Proverbs 24. I'm what? You're what?
I had the Matthew 12. 12 and
You could do 36.
Matthew 12 and 36. But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. For by thy words,
Just stop. Brothers, you're not here in Christ. Back with more of this word is the Bible, man. Thank you.